Hey guys, Edre here, and today I am going to be doing a review of the new Phoebe Bridgers album, Punisher. Might be a bit quicker of a review just because all the stuff I need to talk about should be pretty fast, get out of the way. But needless to say, going into this album, I was quite excited. I had admittedly kind of glossed over much of Phoebe Bridgers' music up until this point, with a few exceptions. What I believe the Better Oblivion Community, I don't want to get that wrong. I really feel bad when I get album titles wrong. The one with Connor Oberst, the Better Oblivion. Yeah, Better Oblivion Community. Yeah, I got that right. Good. I checked that out when that came out because I am quite fond of Connor Oberst and Bright Eyes. So I decided I would give that a listen. I quite enjoyed that. I didn't think it was necessarily the greatest album of last year. I know some people really, really, really liked it so much. I do think that both Phoebe and Connor have better material out there, but for the most part, I think that it was a really solid album, and I quite enjoyed that quite a bit. And of course, if you see it, these are all new additions to my collection up here. I'll cover that. But you see the 1975 up there? Yep. Uh, the Note on a Conditional Form, Phoebe Bridgers was featured on there a bit. On Jesus Christ, 2005, God Bless America, heavily on that song. And I really liked her part. So going into this, I had a bit of a background knowing the kind of stuff she had done. And I did get myself familiar with some of her older material. But I gotta say, for the most part, she delivers here. She does play really heavily into, once again, the indie rock kind of emo-ish, but not so emo not like My Chemical Romance emo, more like Connor Oberst, acoustic emo, folky emo. A lot of that stuff in here, a lot of folk rock. But one of the things that really sticks out to me quite a bit about this album overall is its kind of lo-fi production. It has a very atmospheric sound to it, which I quite enjoy. It really adds to the energy of a lot of these songs and the overall vibe. Despite it being atmospheric, it's also very lo-fi. It has a very kind of raw DIY indie sound to it, which obviously suits her quite well. Some of the songs that I would say stuck out to me the most would have to be Garden Song, beautiful song, and this is a really great display of Phoebe Bridgers' really beauteous sounding instrumentals on this album, and her voice fits it perfectly. I am really happy with the way these instrumentals turned out. A lot of the time with these indie artists, I tend to focus a lot on the lyrics and the acoustic and all that, but there's there's a lot going on here instrumentally, which I quite enjoy, and I think Kyoto might be my favorite on here. Obviously, that was a single a while ago, but doesn't make it any less. And I think probably the best display of the great the great atmospheric, but also really raw production is on Halloween. Arguably one of my favorite songs on here. I really do enjoy the kind of acoustic guitars throughout it. The way they're produced kind of does make it sound very airy and kind of creepy, but also very warm and soothing at the same time. So I quite enjoy the production on that. And I think just the musicianship in general is really strong there. And on all of these songs mentioned, Phoebe's voice sounds great. Lyrically, as usual, there's a lot of very personal, introspective lyrics on this album. That's to be expected. But I would actually argue that she does shine bright here as a lyricist as well. For the most part, I think that all of these songs have something to give. There's no song in here that I think is genuinely bad. I think all of these have some substance to it. I guess if I had to pick some nitpicky stuff about this album, I do wish there was a bit more of an overall variety on this album. I do think that she does play into her strengths quite a bit here without actually exploring further. But like I said, that is very nitpicky kind of criticism. Not too important criticism in reality in the overall scheme of it. So actually, at the end of the day, I was very satisfied with this album. Yes, I know this is a short review, but I covered my major points here. I really hope Phoebe has a nice long career ahead of her because she's definitely shining as one of the best in the indie scene right now, kind of taking the spot Connor once held 15 to 20 years ago. So it's nice to hear a new face start getting really good. I mean, this is, I think, definitely her best album up until this point, and I have settled on giving this, you can't really see that, but a solid 8 out of 10. For those that don't know my reviews, anything above a 5 is good, anything below a 5 is negative, so an 8 out of 10, that's quite a positive review. I really enjoy this album. I'm really excited to see what she does in the future. And that's it for now. Phoebe Bridgers. The shirt.